Hey everybody, KMO here with another Out of My Head video, and as you can see, it is a gorgeous day here in Bellows Falls, Vermont. And I have just come from a COSA meeting. COSA is a Circle of Support and Accountability. We have a core member who has been in the program for about a year now. He's been out of prison for about a year, and he's doing great. And really, you know, I'm trained for this work. It's not a lot of training, but a little bit of training. And, you know, what I was led to expect, I guess I was trained for, you know, not the person who's doing as well as can possibly be expected, but somebody who is messing up, you know, in a to be expected fashion. But you know, my luck of the draw, first time, I've got the person who is just firing on all cylinders. He is not going back to jail. He's working hard and walking the straight and narrow and doing what he's supposed to do, which is great. And in the roundtable conversation, you know, everybody except the core member is, you know, has no history with the criminal justice system, at least not, you know, as a convict. And but it came up that I asked him if he ever makes eye contact with police, you know, because he's a known ex-felon. All the police around here know his name, they know who he is, and he says he never really sees them, but every now and again, if he just happens to catch the eye of a police officer, he'll still get a, you know, a tingle down his spine, little flash of, I don't want to say fear, but really that's what it is. And it just came up in conversation that, you know, everybody in the room, when they see a police officer, even, you know, the person who is a former parole officer in the group, you know, they immediately get that fear of what am I doing? How am I vulnerable? What am I doing right now that they could bust me for? What am I doing right now that would be a pretext for them to stop me and then try to search the vehicle and, you know, look for some reason to escalate the encounter? And our core member, 28-year-old guy who has, you know, seen the hard side of life, said something so optimistic and so, I don't want to say naive, but maybe quixotic is a better word. He said, yeah, that shouldn't be how we relate to police. You know, people who aren't criminals shouldn't feel afraid when they see a police officer. And I couldn't help but laugh. I mean, of course, he's right. That isn't how we're supposed to relate to the police. But it's been like that my whole life, and it's been getting worse my whole life. And it just, to me, you know, some people, social justice activists, you know, far left activists will say that the police need to be abolished. And, you know, red state America hears that and they think that's absurd. You know, that's like saying that speed limits should be abolished, or and I think that the institution of policing in the United States, we'll let that guy go by. Hopefully he's on his way to his mechanic. But the institution of policing in the United States it's abusive, and it's been abusive for so long that I am certainly sympathetic to the idea that the entire institution probably just needs to be abolished, and we need to start over and design some other mechanism to do the portions of the current law enforcement's job which are actually legitimate. And, you know, it would suck to be a police officer because they are charged with carrying out duties, some of which have a legitimate purpose, and some of which are wholly abusive and a perversion of, you know, the role that the police are supposed to play in our society. So, abolish the police. Does it sound crazy? It sounds like a substantial departure to me. And sure, you know, whatever comes next, whatever we replace this rotten institution with, could be just as bad, or could be good at first and grow bad over time. So it goes. I've come to the position that there is no ideal political philosophy or structure for society. that at different times, under different conditions, we'll get better results by moving one way or the other. But it's not a universal thing. Right now, I would say we are living in a time of runaway maldistribution of wealth. Divisions of wealth are accumulating rapidly in a dysfunctional way, and tacking somewhat to the left is probably a good idea right now, but it doesn't mean that it's always a good idea, and that if it produces benefits in 2019, there's no reason to think that tacking even harder to the left 10 years from now will produce even more benefit. In fact, it could well be the reverse. There probably are times to cut taxes on the rich. There probably are times to reduce government regulation. But given that we've been moving in that direction for so long, even just slowing down that movement seems impossible to some people. And the idea that we should, move off of that path or see that path as being at all harmful is absolute heresy to some. All right, well, I'm just rambling and I've got a ways to go yet. So I will talk to you all again tomorrow.